is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. We begin with breaking news. Moments ago, black smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel. Cardinals, after the first round of votes, have not yet selected a new pope. 133 cardinals are sequestered until they are able to reach a 2/3 vote. CBS News Miami's Bradley Blackburn has the very latest update.
Black smoke rose up over St. Peter's Square Wednesday, signaling the Cardinals were unsuccessful in selecting a new pope in their first round of voting.
This is a feeling out exercise. A leading conservative cardinal elector told me yesterday that a bunch of them intend to vote for Cardinal Erdo from Hungary to see how much strength they actually have on the first ballot.
Earlier, in rituals going back centuries, the 133 voting cardinals entered the Sistine Chapel, each taking an oath of secrecy before the doors to the historic chapel closed, marking the official start of the conclave and cutting them off from communications with the outside world.
I'm not Catholic, but I come from a Catholic family, and so just having that history behind it and being able to witness this, really beautiful and very emotional.
The cardinals come from 70 countries, including 10 from the U.S. Pope Francis chose the overwhelming majority. That black smoke is a disappointment for the thousands gathered here in St. Peter's Square, but it's no surprise. No pope in modern history has been elected on the first ballot. A new CBS News poll shows more than a third of U.S. Catholics hope the next pontiff will be more conservative than Pope Francis, while 21% want someone more progressive. What are you hoping for in a new pope?
A holy man. Hopefully somebody that is a pragmatist and somewhat conservative.
We really need someone who can accept and embrace everyone regardless of where you're from.
The Cardinals will keep casting ballots until they reach a 2/3 consensus. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, the Vatican.
Stay with us for continuing coverage. When more smoke emerges, we will carry it live on air and online at cbsmiami.com.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
It is a very hot and humid day across South Florida. Next Weather meteorologist Shane Hinton joins us with a look ahead.
Hey there, Naja. Yeah, one of those days where you love the blessing of air conditioning a little bit more across the area. It's warm out there, but I mean, it is beautiful, is it not? Taking a live look from our downtown Miami camera as we open up the Next Weather Sphere windows. Gorgeous blue waters across the area. It's been a very quiet day for us. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be monitoring as we go throughout the next several days and more importantly into the weekend, right? Our warm and mostly dry pattern, that is going to continue for the next few days. We'll have some isolated showers and storms maybe sneak into the forecast over the weekend, but it's next week when our rain chances will certainly be on the rise. In fact, we could be tracking even a few storms for you. Let's take a look at what we're going to be tracking as we make our way outside right now. Maybe you have some dinner plans this evening. Right now, temperatures anywhere from the lower to mid 80s across South Florida. It feels like it's in the mid to upper 80s, though, with that humidity. Radar, nice and quiet for us. I can't rule out a 10% chance for a stray shower to develop further inland, closer to the Everglades. I'll keep my eyes on that for you, but most of us should be quiet for the evening time. I'm going to leave that 10% chance for a shower, like I said, over the next several hours. If we're walking the dog, I think you're going to be good to go, and you won't need to bring the umbrella with you. Temperatures will drop to the lower 80s by around 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up to another mild start. Temperatures in the mid 70s across most of South Florida. If you are waking up in the Keys, 77 to 78. So a bit of a sticky start for you guys, at least in my opinion, for this time of the year. As we take a look at what we can expect tomorrow, I think it's going to be a similarly warm day. A little bit more sunshine I do expect for the afternoon, which should help us to climb to around 86 to 87 degrees for our high. Going to be maybe just a little bit warmer than average for this time of year, with what we typically see on the thermometers around South Florida. Taking a look at Broward County's highs for tomorrow, we could see a few 89s, such as in Tamarack, Sunrise. Look at that. Weston could make it to 90 degrees, 85 for Fort Lauderdale and Miami-Dade County, 87 in Miami, Hialeah, and Doral. Similar conditions in Kendall, but maybe even a degree warmer as we make our way inland to the Redland. And as we head along the Keys, you'll notice lower to mid 80s for most. Big Pine might clock in a little bit warmer at around 86 degrees. Rainfall chances only going to be about a 10% chance for tomorrow. I think it'll be very isolated, once again kind of favoring inland areas and maybe even a stray shower maybe on the northern edge of Broward County. But it's as we make our way into next week where things really ramp up. Mother's Day, I've lowered the rain chances to a 20% chance. Still have that backup rain plan in case we do see some storms develop, but right now it looks like the overall trends are keeping our shower and storm potential from Monday into Tuesday. Afternoon highs, they're not changing that much, mid to upper 80s each day. It's Tuesday that we're really going to have to focus in on the forecast models to see if any strong storms develop. We're still well far outside of the kind of the timeline to kind of finagle that for you and look at the fine details of it. But just so you know, we are keeping our eyes on that here in the next weather team about the potential on Tuesday. But other than that, warm, mostly dry afternoons for the next couple of days, Naja.
Much, Shane. Now to a devastating fire in Miami Gardens. 2 people died. Witnesses heard explosions as giant flames tore through the home. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner talked to a man who managed to escape.
I was inside the house.
Tamanjamin Williams woke up Thursday morning to a ceiling on top of him.
And I was laying in the bed and I was asleep, and then I heard an explosion like boom.
He didn't even remember until neighbors told him that he ended up out on the roof of the home on the 2000 block of Northwest 185th Terrace in Miami Gardens.
They said they seen someone jump off the roof. I didn't even know how did I get on the roof and jump off the roof. That was God.
He began shouting for his aunt and uncle that he was living with, 65-year-old Rhonda Spencer and her husband of 20 years, Timothy Fordham.
Calling for the both of them. And I'm looking in the backyard because it's dark. And then the neighbors was watering the house.
It's Vanessa Wilcox he saw using her garden hose. She lives in the house right behind theirs.
I just heard a booming sound, like it was a bomb that went off real loud, and then it was a small sound. And I'm like saying, what is that? What's that? And I just moved in my house, and I didn't need this fire to come over here. So I did the thing I could think of doing was take the water hose and start spraying.
Wilcox's dog, Goddess, spooked by the explosion, ran away. She spent hours searching for the 1-year-old King Corso until they found her hiding in the backyard of a house a few blocks away.
I was going to keep on walking up and down.
This is what's left of the house, bare bones. Wilcox's family and surrounding houses on her street and the street over were evacuated from their houses because the fire continued to reignite and there is potentially an active gas line.
The gas company doing their investigation, so there is a possibility that there's a gas line at that home.
Family is remembering Rhonda Spencer, who they said is a supervisor at Miami-Dade County Sewer and Water Department, as being the glue of the family.
But she didn't leave none of us out. If she's going to the movie theater, everybody's going to the movie theater, you know, and she was a good aunt. That's why everybody showed up. That's why you all see so many people, because she was very, very well loved.
That was Morgan Reiner reporting. Morgan says the home did not have natural gas. Officials are still working to determine the cause of the fire. New details this afternoon. School was canceled today for students at St. David's Catholic School in Davie. It's after a fire broke out overnight. These are pictures from Davie Fire Rescue that show some of the damage. Officials say the fire started at a structure attached to the property. It extended into part of the school. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The cause of that fire is under investigation. We are learning more about a South Florida fitness influencer accused of a hit and run in Miami Beach and left a police officer hurt. 37-year-old Armando Foguaca is charged with aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer. Police say an officer tried to conduct a traffic stop after he made an illegal turn, but he didn't stop. He hit the officer. The officer suffered fractured ribs and had bruising on his body. Foguaca is on immigration hold. Today, we are hearing the 911 calls made by the family of the man killed in a deadly bear attack near Naples.
The bear just got the dog. We went in to check on him in the camper. He's gone. The camper's tore all apart.
How terrifying. The victim was 89-year-old Robert Markle. His family found his body in the woods. The dog that was killed was chained to a fence outside. This is the first time a human has ever been killed by a bear in Florida. Since the attack, the FWC has trapped and killed 3 black bears as they continue to search for the bears in the area. Officials say they won't know if these particular bears killed the man and his dog until DNA results come back. In Central Florida, a Polk County woman was killed by an alligator. The woman was canoeing with a man in a creek near a lake when it happened. The canoe hit the gator and sent her into the water. The gator attacked the woman and dragged her under the water. Search crews found her body in the water. It is day one of Real IDs, how it's impacting passengers at South Florida airports when we come back.
Hey there, America. Gonzalez. We've got a packed morning of news for you tomorrow. The Papal Conclave is underway. We're staying on top of the election of a new pope, and we're going to bring you the results of any votes live as they happen. And did you know that what you eat could be impacting your anxiety? An expert explains when we see you tomorrow morning at 6.
Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Americans traveling within the U.S. must show a real ID to fly or be prepared to face extra screenings. The identity cards are marked with a star in the upper right-hand corner. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez reports from Miami International Airport.
Have your ID for your passport.
At Miami International Airport, TSA employees asking for real IDs. If you plan on traveling domestically, you have it ready because it will make your flying experience much more convenient.
I like to travel without hassles.
That's why Franklin Atheist, a frequent traveler, planned accordingly.
So I did mine about 2 years ago.
So you were smart about it, right?
Oh yeah, because I knew it was coming.
So what is a real ID? According to the tax collector's office, it's a more secure version of your license with a star on the top right corner. For months, signs have been plastered all over the airport reminding passengers that today is the deadline, but not everyone was prepared.
Eventually I will get real ID just because of the convenience.
So for those who have yet to get that gold star, you can still travel with alternative forms of ID. According to TSA, here are just a few: a U.S. passport, a permanent resident card, a foreign government passport, DHS trusted traveler's card like Global Entry, Nexus, Sentry, or Fast, or a veteran health ID. But if you don't have an alternative ID, you will be flagged as non-compliant and must go through a separate area for additional screening, adding more time to your check-in process.
And I have friends who are now scrambling to try to get theirs done because they waited and waited and now they can't get it.
And that does it for your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami and have a great day.